Miniature Landscape Hobbies is proudly supported by these sponsors. Hi, Joe from Miniature Landscape Hobbies here, and I'm pretty excited. I just got a new package in the mail from Battlefront Miniatures. And what is it? Well, I think this is the new terrain for the Pacific release. Battlefront's finally getting around to doing mid-war Pacific for Flames of War, and they've sent me some stuff to work with. Let's take a closer look. Here we go, some cool stuff in here. Let's take a quick look. Sorry about the glare. All right, I'm just gonna pull this down off the table and put the stuff up on the table as I unpackage it. Got the jungle palms. Jungle huts. Oh, and this is a really big one. The jungle pond. All right, I haven't worked with their water features before, so that's pretty cool. Rice paddies. See if I can get that in the photo. Rice paddies. And sort of a generic box that I've already opened, but it's the jungle bushes. So let's dive in and take a look at these one by one, because this should make for some really cool terrain to help prepare for the new Pacific supplement. All right, so first up is Jungle Bushes, which comes in sort of a generic box. Let's pull the plastic off there real quick. I don't know much about this product. We'll find out on the fly here. So a couple bases. This must be for mounting the bushes themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. And then these plants that go on top. So these are clusters of plants. I guess they just go on those pegs. I guess you glue them on and give you an area of dense growth. So on its own, this is pretty cool, but there is here some static grass to go on top and some crushed foam flock to go on top to add some detail. I'll be, of course, not doing this exactly as you see it. I'll be doing some repaints and spicing it up a bit, as I always do with their product, which will be cool. We'll be doing repaints on these bushes. They're okay in a pinch, but I think we can make them look a little bit less like aquarium plants and more like some high-class terrain. So that's that. What's next? Now we've got the rice paddies. Exactly the same packages as before of static grass and foam flock. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's more sturdy than I was expecting. And it's got some gloss to it, I guess, to imply the damp earth in the patty. That's pretty good. And we won't get into, I won't have to open all of these. They're more or less all the same thing. We'll open the larger one to take a quick. And then a large patty here. That's pretty cool. So of course I'll be improving on this as well because I always like to customize my work. Next up is the jungle huts. Looks like 2 of them. I've worked a lot with Battlefront and Gale Force 9's Battlefield in the Box terrain over the years, and in their various scales, especially their 15mm scale for Flames of War and Team Yankee. And they're generally a really good product. Oh, there's actually an interior detail in these. There usually isn't in their work. And these come in 2 pieces, just like all the other Battlefront models. Small building terrain. That'll be fun. We'll do maybe a minor repaint on that. They, of course, come painted just fine for your table. Sometimes I like to add extra weathering to them. And the other hut, sort of a browny orange color. Oh, the roof is the same color. Yeah, and there's a finished interior in that one too. That's pretty good. Alright, so 2 little huts. Those will be good. We'll make maybe we'll make a little village section for them. And see if I can fit this in frame. This is really large by standards of GF9 and Battlefront's terrain. Jungle Pond, this is a big piece. There it is on the back. See, it's big, 11 inches long. That's huge by the standards of 15 mil wargaming, 1/100 scale wargaming. So it's a blue base, a little bit of gloss maybe to it, and then some holes for planting palm trees across the top. A little bit of rock face there. That looks pretty good. I'm sure that with a little bit of gloss Mod Podge or something for a water effect on top of that would really spruce that up, spice that up a bit. And then in here, this is something I've been wondering about actually, is what their palm trees are like. And of course the flock again. Okay, those are pretty decent palm trees. They got some mold lines on them, a little bit of cleanup. I'm sure I'll probably be repainting these, but that'll be a really nice base to work with. And of course, if you didn't want to repaint them, you wouldn't have to. They just stand in there like that. That's a pretty nice piece of terrain. I might have to make that into a centerpiece. I'm looking forward to working with that. Okay, and then last, but certainly not least, something that I've been actually saving to unpack is the Jungle Palm sections. I really like the way Gale Force 9 and Battlefront do their wooded terrain pieces, because it gives you an option to actually remove the trees and just use the base as the outline. Really, really useful for a game like Flames of War or Team Yankee, where you've got fairly large bases on the infantry, or multiple models per base. And it's actually, I found it really, really useful for other types of wargaming. My 28 mil wargaming, like my Napoleonic wargaming, really benefits from these as well, because when you have a large movement trays, you can just pull the trees out to make space. And then the 2 bases, so those are pretty good size for the forested areas, and the tree bases sit on top of them. I'm just going to pause the camera for a minute while I unpack the rest so you can get an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so I just went ahead and built some of the stuff so you get a look. There's the larger of the 2 jungle bases. So the individual tree sections go on it, so you can pull them off to make space for your models. And obviously I need to soup this up a bit with some static grass and other details, but it gives us a general idea. And I'm pretty happy with those trees. They look pretty good. They are removable from the bases if you want, probably for easier storage, so that might be helpful. There's the larger of the 2. There's the smaller one. And that is the forest, or the jungle plants section. So I only made 1. There's 4 in the kit. Gives you an idea. It almost makes kind of like a hedge. Then the very, very cool jungle pond again. With the huts. Look, we can make a little, almost like a game table right here with what we've got. And 2 of the 4 patty sections. So if you're watching the channel, you'll see this stuff coming up again in the future as we prepare for the Pacific release. I plan on building quite a bit of terrain with this cool stuff that Gale Force 9 and Battlefront sent over. I think we can set up a pretty neat battlefield for the Pacific. Of course, I'm going to have to get my hands on some Japanese models, but that'll be coming up in the future. So thanks for sticking with me during all this unpackaging. Gives you an idea of how great some of these products are, and they are great. They are really good. So keep an eye out, and we'll be getting back to this in the future. Thanks for hanging in, guys. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and consider joining my Patreon for awesome deals and perks. Or use the miniature market link in the video description and support my channel while doing it. See you next time for more miniature gaming, painting, and diorama videos. But most importantly, until then, remember to keep building life in miniature.